Well, it feels like it's been ages since we've had that little bit of drizzle, a little bit of rain that's actually going on in Sydney today. And I'm here in Sydney on Gadigal land, and my name's Mark Smith, and I'm Group Managing Director of People2People in Australia and the UK, and Frog Recruitment in New Zealand. And this is P2P Live, where we talk everything employment, jobs across Australia, every Friday at 12:30 on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and now X rather than Twitter. So we can see all of your comments. And so if you have any questions during today's broadcast, then please ask them and we'll see if we can get to them straight away. We're jam-packed today. We've got the stat of the week, and we thought we'd explore some really interesting statistics that the ABS had put out this last week or so on the job market and families, and how families, what type of families have jobs and who don't. So we'll explore that as well. But we've got two hot jobs in Australia. We've got an opportunity in New Zealand, an opportunity in the UK. And we'll be chatting to Vascilla from our Melbourne team about the upcoming webinar that we're running for those people looking to find work in Melbourne, one of Australia's fastest growing cities. So stay tuned for that. And finally, we've got that the Twitter poll result. Twitter, I shouldn't call it Twitter. I keep getting myself into trouble here. Where we asked on X whether you will be looking for a new opportunity before or after Christmas. So stay tuned for those results as well. A lot to get through. So let's jump into this week's Stat of the Week. So what I thought I'd explore this week is families. And so it's called labour force status of families. And basically what it does is it breaks down what families exist in Australia, and then of those families, what is the work situation with those families. So let me give you the broad sweeping statistics first, before I tell you about what's actually on the screen there. So there were 7.5 million families. That's an increase of 1 million since June 2013. 1 in 7 families were one-parent families, so that's 14.7%. And there were 1.4 million jobless families. So that's 18.9%. And of the 6.2 million couple families, 2.4% were same-sex couples. So that's the broad sweeping analysis of who is a family in Australia. If you want more details, then you can quickly jump onto the ABS and they can give you a definition of families, but we won't jump into that. So we'll have a quick look here at the graph that we have on screen, where this is the age of dependence. So these are families with dependents. So and whether both of the humans in the relationship are employed. If you've got 0 to 4 dependents, then it's over 60%. If you've got 5 to 9, this is the age of the youngest dependent. So what this is really trying to get, got that wrong. What it's really trying to say is, well, are people working whilst they've got young kids? And you can see that both employed is over 60%, even though they've got kids between 0 and 4. If you've got kids between 5 to 9, then it's getting closer to 80%, 10 to 14, and then it starts to drop away if you've got kids 15 to 24. And if you've got no dependents, then and you're a family, then you can see that neither are employed. So that there's a big chunk of people there, and that's likely that people are retired. So a couple of other statistics here. If we can just quickly go to the next slide. Thanks, Jacob. And this is where we have the difference year on year, where in a family, both people are employed. And you can see the blue line is June 20, the black line is June 21, orange June 22, and red June 23. And you can see that it's about 73% now, but there's been a steady increase year on year where both people are employed. And that doesn't really feel like a surprise given the current cost of living. And you can see the decline consequently in one person in that family who is employed year on year. And you can also see that neither people are employed. There's a little skip up in 23. Is that a change in the market? I think it's more of a demographic shift. If you're interested in more details on the status of working and families, then jump onto the ABS. But that's where we'll leave it for this week's Stat of the Week. Couple of hot jobs this week in Australia. Here's the first one. It's a PA role in Melbourne. It's a temp job paying $50 an hour. You'll be doing calendar and inbox management. You'll be liaising with the team of executive staff in the business, organising their travel, as well as ad hoc admin tasks for the wider team. So you need to be an experienced PA, strong admin and communication skills. And to learn more about this role, you need to speak to Will in our Melbourne team. That's will.hillgrove@people2people.com.au. Phone number's on the screen there. Or you can simply hit apply now with any of these vacancies in the comments. There's a link to the online job and you can apply there or give Will a call 03 9098 7434. Here's the next opportunity. And this one's also in Melbourne and it's a legal assistant. It's a perm role, 75 to 90,000, depending on your experience, where as a legal assistant, you'll be providing support to the partners and lawyers, assisting with client queries, maintaining data in their customer relationship system. You need to have experience using Elite for billing when you're assisting these lawyers and have excellent communication skills. And you must have been a legal assistant previously to really jump into this opportunity. Crystal Spittle is the consultant you need to speak to in our Melbourne team, 03 9098 7429, or simply hit apply now in the comments to learn more about that particular opportunity. And those are the two hot jobs this week in Australia. Have you ever considered a move to London? Well, there's a youth mobility visa now, 18 to 35. You can get a visa within 3 weeks and work for 3 years with one employer. And if you're interested in taking that opportunity, then we have an office in London. We can help you. Here's an opportunity. It's a HR coordinator's job. It's in London, where you'll be managing payroll as well as training and the other human resources related administrative tasks. You need to have experience as a HR coordinator in an SME to get this opportunity. And if you've got experience to recruitment, that's really going to help you out as well. Hannah Scanlon is the consultant you need to chat to in our London team, hannah.scanlon@people2people.co.uk. You can give her a call. That's +44 if you're in Australia to call the UK, then 738 444 2196, or you can drop her an email or hit apply now with any of these opportunities. The link to the job is in the comments right now. Now, maybe you don't want to go to the UK. Maybe you want to go to New Zealand. Australians have full working rights in New Zealand, and we've got a portfolio manager's job, I think it is, or portfolio administrator. Isha from our Frog recruitment team has that opportunity. And if you'd like to roll that video, thanks, Jacob.
with an education company on the lookout for a portfolio manager to join their team for the next month. This role is located in Botany, which is in South Auckland, and it is a mainly in-office role Monday to Friday. Now, there are two shifts that you could potentially do. You could either do 7 to 4 or you could do 8 to 5. With a 1 hour break in the middle. Now, in this role, you'll be helping internal and external stakeholders with any queries they have and ensuring that they always have the information they need. This role does have potential to extend. So depending on how the first month goes, you could potentially have an extension till the end of the year. If you are interested in this role, please reach out to Scott Bannister.
Now, every time I go to Melbourne, my Melbourne team tell me that Melbourne will be the biggest city in Australia within the next couple of years. And so there's a lot of people going to be looking for opportunities down there. So we thought we'd run a webinar on job seeking in Melbourne. And to tell us more about that is Vascilla from our Melbourne team. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mark. How are you?
I'm very well indeed. Now, it's a bit drizzly here in Sydney. What about Melbourne? How's the weather in Melbourne? I know it's been a bit colder, hasn't it?
It has. It has been very cold, but we've got good weather here today. It's 18 degrees at the moment and sunny, as you can see, probably.
Yes,
so
I
yeah,
can.
for a change, it's nice.
Yeah. Excellent. So tell us more about this. If you're looking for a job in Melbourne, we've got this webinar coming up next week. We'll put some details into the comments there so people can actually sign up for it. But tell us more about it.
Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Vascilla Chauhan. I'm from our Melbourne team. So I've got some information here about our webinar, but let me start off with saying that 2022 wasn't without its roadblocks. Given this uncertain business landscape in 2023, an unyielding focus on talent attraction and retention will be essential to ensure organizations continue to perform in the current market and remain in a strong position to navigate high market volatility. Since 2020, our teams have interviewed over 11,500 job seekers and 1,050 business leaders, representing more than 1 million employees across Australia, New Zealand, the United Kingdom, to produce our annual employee salary trends market report, identifying new workplace trends and expectations. So in this report, it was revealed that 23% of the workforce is passively looking for their next job opportunity in 2023. With such a high percentage of people actively looking for a new role, it's more important than ever to make yourself stand out to potential employers. Hosted by People-to-People Director and Acting Branch Manager, Elizabeth Punchin, and our recruitment experts, Katie Dean, Thomas Alexander, and myself, Vascilla Chauhan. This 1 hour webinar will cover job seekers' most common challenges, how to overcome them, and take the next step in your career, and the following topics. So the topics we'll discuss are the current state of the Melbourne market, tips for preparing for your next job interview, how people-to-people can help grow your career in the digital age, counter-offer and resignation management, and finally, an interactive Q&A. So this webinar will be held next Thursday, 2nd of November, 2023 at 12:30 p.m. To register or sign up for this event, please visit the website on the screen now, or you can click the link in the comments.
Yeah, great, fantastic. So if somebody's watching this and they're thinking, I don't know, do I want to invest this time in this webinar? Who do you think will get the most out of this particular webinar?
I personally think anyone really. If you're looking for the next right opportunity, I think it'll be very beneficial because we have some important tips to share. I've been speaking to a lot of candidates myself, sourcing at the moment, and I can tell that, when you approach people, they're always open to bigger, better opportunities. So if you attend this webinar, you'll be able to, I guess, improve and fine tune your skills when you're doing your job search, as well as interview tips we see candidates daily, and we can, I guess, coach you in that way as well. So it would be good for anyone to really just log in and have a look and get some ideas.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. It's if you are not everybody is looking for a job every day. That's the thing. And even if you
Hmm.
have been in the job market recently, a refresher never goes astray. And the market is changing so quickly at the moment, just in terms of the way people apply for jobs, the what is expected in the process with video interviewing and the like. There's so much to learn. So I would encourage everybody who is even thinking about a new opportunity in the new year to jump onto the webinar. If you want to move to Melbourne, that is, a whole bunch of people in Sydney, Vascilla, that don't want to go to Melbourne. You know that.
Oh, Melbourne's the place. I actually moved from Sydney myself, and I decided to
Uh-oh.
stay. So yes, please just log on and come and check out Melbourne when you can. We do have beautiful weather sometimes.
Fantastic. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us on P2P Live. And once again, if somebody wants to get in touch with you, maybe they're looking for a job for themselves and they can't make it to the webinar, how would somebody get in touch with you, Vascilla?
So they can get in touch with me. My details are below. My email address is vascilla@peopletopeople.com.au. You've got my landline number, which is 0390987438. I'll be happy to have a chat.
Or just use the QR code on the screen there. Fantastic. All right. Thanks, Vascilla. Thanks very much for joining us today. Let's move on now and have a quick look at last week's social media poll results. And we asked the question, if you were considering a new opportunity, when would you begin your new job search? Let's say you attend the webinar next week for a job in Melbourne. Well, according to the 636 people on our socials who voted here, 2/3 of you thought, yeah, you know what, I'll do it next year rather than before Christmas. So we're certainly seeing a change in the marketplace at the moment where it is getting a little bit quieter. So this poll result sort of reflected our experience in the market generally. There's still work out there, mind you. You've seen the opportunities, so but it is a little bit quieter than we would normally expect at this time of year. Here's next week's poll, and we said, what do you find most stressful about your job? Is it the constant interruptions from your manager? That's probably me if you work at People to People. Is it increased workload? Is it the commute, or is it something else? Just pop it in the comments. You can find our poll, hashtag P2P Live Australia, or just simply go to @People2People on our X account or on LinkedIn, and you can vote there. You can quickly find the poll, and we'll be giving you the results this time next week. That's 12:30. So enjoy the weekend. I'll certainly be watching the Rugby World Cup. I'm a little bit torn. We don't have an office in South Africa, but we do have an office in New Zealand. Should I go for the All Blacks? No, I'm going for South Africa. Anyway, enjoy the weekend, everybody, and we'll see you next week at 12:30.